You're worried someone's going to cause trouble. Save the comforting wind. If someone offers a higher reward than you. Do you think so many people are paying attention to you? Izina asked in surprise. Someone has a higher reward than me. Save Feng, close your eyes, put your hand on your chin and think about something. But I didn't forget to answer. Izina, well, this way is still not perfect. But you don't have to worry. I know how to handle it myself. You just follow me back to Atlantic City. Izina finally compromises. Her face is getting more and more red. I'm of course content to go to the Atlantic. Izina agreed to the. I'm excited to say a lot of words. That's not good. It's just a job at a pizza place. It may not suit you anymore. But don't be afraid, I have a better position. When I come back, I will tell you slowly. And also your spirit friends. Go back to the Atlantic. Izina, thank you for saving me. Thank you to the master. Save Feng hold her hand up softly, reassuring voice. Thank you for what this bow is for. Please tell me at the right time. Me, after going to investigate the cave with a VZ back to the newspaper. The spirit girl has run away. Maybe burning the rope with fire. Mina predicts she must be back in Russia. Need to catch her? No need to save the wind. Our mission this time is to save Izina. The task has been completed. Everyone rest for a moment and prepare to return to the city. In the quiet space of the night. Yes, at the same time. Back to non-Russian. Kim Moo is currently sitting on the roadbed, a person bandagging the wound on the hand. On the opposite side were two knights bowing their heads. Please direct the manager. We're not chasing. They are resting in the forest. The needle's eye twinkled sharply and coldly said, chasing. She turned out scolding. With your bravery, you're headed for death. They only have a few. You can't stop it either. After the scolding is done, she bent her head and gritted her teeth. I thought to myself, Izina, you're lucky this time. I can't believe someone will save you next time. Back from Russia. The owner of the Atlantic City hurried to rush the day to the desk. With a pile of papers. When Mina saw that, she reminded him. Young master, you just returned from Russia yesterday. You should rest a little. I'm worried about the owner. I know Mina. But out on a trip. We've got too much work to do. There's a lot of political stuff like this in jail. Maybe it will happen much longer. Ellie, standing across the desk, said anxiously. Excuse me, young master. These jobs, it's all important, of growing into the Atlantic. I should just leave it and wait for your approval. He spoke with a calm voice. No SAO, no SAO. Lucky to have you, then the Atlantic City can be transported normally. Being able to do this surprised me high. Ellie is happy to be praised by the owner. She closed her eyes and reported back to her husband. That's right, young master. The horse and the horse of the master. About a time ago, it has been delivered, hung. It's faster than I thought. 5. I want you to take a trip to the Sahara. Talk about something. I go meet with the tribal leader there. Meet in the Atlantic City. We don't have much left. I'm afraid for another half a month. The Atlantic City will be short of meat. The 5-year-old replied clearly. And then everyone was very nervous. Listen to Liu Feng. This time and the last time, God. We're all just not getting the news soon enough. Just fall into the passive. Seriously, keep talking. The Atlantic City must develop the business situation. That's when you're at risk. It's not too passive. So I figure this is how I want to set up a safety agency. Mina is the director and was born deputy. Mina and the students heard that their eyes lit up with delight. The wind continues to speak. Outside, this safety agency is a popular mail carrier. It's actually sending our people to the cities. It's used to collect 10 pieces of intelligence. This is the specific activity of the safety department, along with the way of intelligence transportation. Say paragraph, the decision was just signed for the toilet. Mina, and please strictly obey orders. At the same time on the side of Igina. She sat quietly waiting for the wind to arrive. Waiting for the wind to come. I just saw Izina. To become a master. How do you plan to give the 5th class a job? Sei Feng from Spending happily replied. I heard that their technique is very good. I want to form a spirit squad. Excellent sniper of the Atlantic. Is Sina suspect or ask again? The SAO sniper team. What is it, Master Hero? Save the Wind gently explained. The sniper is hiding in a hidden place. Use bow and crossbow to destroy and assassinate the enemy. At a great distance. Hear this, Asina asked again. I used the bow the day before. Save the Wind. That's right. That bow is the standard configuration of the Spirit Squad. I'll make one more for each of you. The monthly salary is 1 gold. There are 2 days off in the military every month. After completing the mission, there will be a vacation. I can't believe it, Igina. She's confused. This is the beauty salon. 1 month salary and 2 days off. This treat is so good. Save the Wind excitedly continued. Where everyone stationed is independent. Will not overlap with other militaries. I'll send Mina to train everyone. How does Igina feel? Igina happily replied. Yes. 5 to agree to be a sniper. Izina put her hand to her chest, showing great determination. After listening, raise your hands to the sky. It's a sign of pleasure and satisfaction. Hero. Look at this expression of Liu Feng, Ellie standing on the side. What the hell is he doing? Even forced to spread also glowed up the display of the wind. This guy in this section is stupid. Flay kept staring at me like that. I finally remembered the wind. He rubbed Flay's head and said, I almost forgot to agree with Flay. Before going to the city. He said his face is shining now. It's been a long time. Don't worry, I'll take the baby to heaven. Flay happily nods his head. Flay softcore fun meeting. Yes. Hearing this talk, Ellie also shouted happily. I'm very curious. How can people go to heaven? The owner is also interested in answering. All right, everybody come and see it with me. Transfer scene at the scientific research site of the Atlantic City. The sky is blue and yellow now. The white clouds are gently floating. It looks like the weather is beautiful and clear. When you see the owner coming, and everyone politely said hello in unison. To become the owner. Questioning to visit everyone. How's the hot air balloon experiment going? He penned the letter gently replied to the exile. The hot air balloon master has been completed. It's just that we haven't found anyone to experiment with yet. Look at the top of the balloon. Ellie squinted and asked for advice. Young man Kier cloth bag. Can actually take people to the sky Sao. Gently explain to Ellie. That's right, this is balloon heat. Manufacture based on the principle. High warming air. Ellie tilted her mighty head. You wonder in your head. The air heats up. The wind began to recollect the general knowledge that you used to learn in school. He spoke very slowly and softly. Explain to Ellie. Listen to the hero clearly. Around the world we live in, all objects have density. Density is a mass per unit. The volume of a material is a kind of characteristic. Look out at the river throwing a stone down. The stone will sink in water, right? But the tree's branches are floating on the river. It's for this reason. The air is no exception. He continued to be passionate about teaching. If the cold is heavier, push it down. The light heat rises. Small density hot air. So the heat will rise. That high density cold air will sink below. This generates lift to push the Kier balloon up. Ellie, that's all right, young master. That is it, Mina shouted. Come up and look. It's really surfaced. Through the big puffy Kier cloth bag. Ellie said in surprise. This time Ellie pulled out his retirement sleeve. His eyes flickered as if he wanted to save himself. She speaks in a cute, childish voice. Lord, I want to go up too. Warm air back to Eft. Let's go up there before. Lao Feng is busy waving to everyone below. Then she pushes it. Master Liu Feng, hurry up. Let's save this style slowly. He waved to Mina and everyone. Mina and everyone here are waiting for me. Everyone below nods in agreement. Saved, and she forced step-by-step money towards the balloon. In just a moment, the balloon slowly rises. When you fly high, Eft girl looked down and said, Lord, please see. Below is the Atlantic City. Hot air balloons fly really high. Wow, that's so eye-catching. It's a beautiful scene. She looked at me and said, I know. Slow down, don't let it fall down. I suddenly remember when she had wings. And you can fly. She was wailing. When your wings are fine, you can fly so high. Save wind gently warm and affectionately look, Flay said. Not bad, Flay. Your wings will be long. I said I just rubbed my Flay's head for joy. Yes, I believe in the Lord. Walk a room in the blue sky hot air balloon landing. I see that the pen asked, Are you okay as the owner of the hot air balloon? He wiped his sweat and asked anxiously to become an exile master. Happy to reply. No, SAO hot air balloon is very safe. The experiment was successful. Ellie's been watching the wind and the FBI fly. Right now, I'm going to ask for it. Are you happy up there? We can sit in a hot air balloon for a while. 02 Ellie eyes glow. Two clenched hands waiting for Liu Feng's answer. I am also happy to say that. Of course, it's possible. Mina Izina said it all together. I also want to try my hero. Ellie is not happy to see that everyone is also demanding. Balloon flying. The wind is also sweating. I'm happy to respond. Is that okay? Everyone has a chance. I'll take Ellie up first. After that, Ellie saved the air balloon. Ellie is different from the strong air before. Now, Ellie is afraid to embrace the exile. Liu Feng said very softly, "Don't be afraid of Ellie. This hot air balloon just doesn't have to fly too high. It's extremely safe." Ellie couldn't stop being afraid. You live and die clinging to the wind. You are still afraid. Suddenly, you don't scream anymore when you see the view of the Atlantic City. You are so beautiful. Then Ellie fell into deep meditation. Seems to guess what Ellie's mind asked. "I miss home, baby." Careless Ellie VA inputs into balloon. Your skin hurts so much that you can't stand it at dusk. Ellie was knocked out of the balloon. So I quickly reached out my hand to get Ellie. Ellie, be careful. It's done, snap. The two lips touched in a surprising way. They're both embarrassed, red in the face. Ellie's insides start to flutter. I just kissed my sister. Thinking of this, Ellie turned around. I also kissed the young master when I was shy. Thought Ellie and put her hand to her lips and felt. Oh my God, my heart is beating so fast. Then she covered her mouth and turned her head to look at the wind. I am also afraid of scratching my head and saying oh just now. Ellie is shy to turn away. I'm just curious how my hometown has changed. It was just an accident. I'm not going to tell Mina and everyone. Oh my God, Ellie thought. What am I talking about when I cough? To take away the shyness of the atmosphere. Save the wind and put on Ellie the green cloak. And interrupt you. Don't worry. Wait for me to study. It's more powerful. I'll take you home to see. Why? Ellie was so moved to look at the wind. Liu Feng smiled softly and replied, "Of course, it's true." Ellie is now out of embarrassment, very confidently said, "I believe the young master." Then she gripped the windbreaker tightly. Two people landed from a hot air balloon, in front of everyone's favorite admiration. Transferring scenes in the vast Sahasha steppe, full of sun and wind, fresh green steppe. Here, large herds of goats and cows are grazing. Here, it's the peaceful habitat of the animal tribe. At the chief's hut of the beast tribe, leader Elsa is listening to a report from her subordinates. This subordinate nervously said, "Your Highness, the princess, merchants to the tribe. They've raised the price of salt as high as they can get. There's not much of our money left." Angry skin, she banged her hands on the table. "You said those cunning crooks. Get rid of them all. Later. We don't trade with them anymore." Your Highness, the servant continued. But without salt, people will have no power. It's easy to be invaded by other tribes. The two men interrupted their female subordinates. Okay, I know. I'll think of a way. The skin falls into the stress of contemplation. She puts her hands on her chin and squeezes her brain. Think of a way to solve the problem. You remember Ellie, if she's here now. She'll find a way to fix this. Not like me. They only know the battlefield. You start to relive the past. 5 years ago, I founded a tribe of beast people on the oasis, located in the heart of the Sahara Desert SA. Attract animals in the neighborhood to come to rely on. The current scale has reached 300,000 animals. Although when the tribe, because of the competition for territory, there are fights, but it's still considered relatively stable. The problem is that even though the tribe has domesticated a lot of goats, horse race people, because we are animals, very few are willing to exchange things. Conducting cross-border trade of goods led to the animal-only tribe, the Khan's money back. It is very difficult to go shopping for life supplies. It's in the stream of death. The tribal leader suddenly heard from his subordinates. Run to the newspaper. Your Highness, the princess, outside of our tribe. There is a trading team from the Shin ethnic group. The leader is the Black Sea. He has traded with us before. What team? Merchant procedures 10 SAO. The leader Aya suddenly bewildered, not to believe in his hand. You doubtfully ask again. Is it true that the sad race belongs to the human race? The woman replied quickly. Yes, it's a large trading team of over 100 people. Urza finished listening and thought. The merchant team is larger than 100 SAO. Ben is the owner of Blackwater City. I remember he used to trade with his tribe. Since when did they get that big? Then Aya ordered them to the living room. The lady replied, Yes, princess. After coming to the living room, Peter greets the leader. Hello, boss. Greetings, please sit down. Mr. Spencer continued. My leader is Spencer. I've had dealings with my tribe before. Next to me are 5. 5 people salute the leader. The head of the household calmly raised his cup of tea and said, Ask Mr. Spencer. This time I want to buy a goat or a horse. The owner of the Pensiver has a hand. Here, chief. This is the one who wants to buy your goat. Please introduce Mr. 5. I'm just a referral, chief. Or look at the 5. And she said, Oh yeah. Where did the 5-year-old come from? The 5-year-old politely replied that I came from the Atlantic City. Mr. Panzer also said, The leader of the Atlantic City is the Western City. The owner is the owner. He's a very talented baron. Chief Aya replied that I understand. And then you used to think, what's the Atlantic City? I've never heard of this city. Looks like a small, remote city. Right now, like 5 sisters out a letter to the leader, Aya, and said, Leader of the owner. He wrote a letter asking me to deliver it to you. I wonder if you even wrote a letter to me. I have seen the letter. So let's ask Mr. In your letter, your boss says, very much wanted to buy large numbers of goats and draft horses. I don't know exactly how many. He said that he despised the Atlantic City. Hung a baron in the wilderness. How many goats can you buy? Can I have 200? Those 200 are like sea cow salt to us. It doesn't work if it doesn't penetrate. The 5-year-old finished listening to the question calmly. We're going to buy 2,000 goats a month. To be alarmed and amazed. 2,000 of them only have a month. You think happily. This is our tribe's biggest trade yet. Hats are also happy to answer. Yes, these 2,000 goats are just the first transaction. If it is favorable, we will increase the transaction later. A month is 1,000 goats. If you ask the price is dry. 1,000 such large numbers. A slightly lower price is also acceptable. Like a laughing hat. We can sell half a pound of goat meat for $14. He opened his eyes in surprise. 14. This price is no different compared to the price on the market. They don't take the opportunity to pressure us. Like 5 happy to continue. Shifaya, how do you feel about the price? If there is nothing. Now we can use gold coins to pay. Out. We've also brought here a specialty from the Atlantic. The city can also exchange things. Open the box of specialties. Rao Gia dazed look at the box. These things are stupid. Chief, these are commodities from the Atlantic. We've built and manufactured raw ourselves. This is Sao salt. Leader Aya touched her hand on the fine salt powder. She wondered. It's as white as snow. Then she put her hand to her mouth and tasted it. And there's no bitterness. Taurus 5 laughed and said yes. This is salt using the Young family's secret method. We process. No bitter taste of salt as usual. Every time your tribe uses it. We brought here 100 pounds of salt. Price according to the market price. 30 half weight, or a 60 pounds. Leader Elsa, surprised face. I don't believe in hearing. It's only 30 pounds. You suddenly think back. The commercial hordes. Here sells poor quality salt. They took me 36.5 pounds. All right. Your servant, open the jar of wine and taste it. Yes, princess. The cork just popped, the sweet fragrance flying out. The guards outside the small living room. It smells good. It smells good in here. Female subordinates tasted the wine, uttered. Your Highness, the wine is delicious. The wine taster must also exclaim. It's really good wine. This wine is better than the wine we drank in the wild. The Palace of the Beast. It's a great wine, of course. Neu 5 continues to draw a lot of Theo. This is a special drink according to the young master's secret method. The world only has the Atlantic as a producer. And now ask the leader to open another jar. It's a delicious sucker. Just opened the door. The leader takes a piece and puts it in his mouth. She said, oh, what's this flavor? Oh my God, it feels like we're floating in the ocean. Bite the fresh and sweet pieces of fish. Like 5 happy answers. This is the first place. It's also special. According to the young master's secret method, only the Atlantic City can produce. I told the leader. This last thing is the same. If you don't mind, you can open it. Here's the surprised leader after opening the vegetable basket. This is. She was surprised and picked up a vegetable to taste. Oh my God, this is real broccoli. The leader's face was surprised. The expression is unbelievable. Look at the leader's expression. 5 more appreciation. That's right, I'm proud to say. This is also our son. Use the magic tool to grow this kind of broccoli. In the winter, all the specialties are appearing in front of the leader. What is the salt of the brackish wine? The fisherman of Ra did not know what to say for a moment. The 5-year-old is happy to continue. If the leader is willing, monthly we can all supply the goods of the Atlantic to make transactions. And again make sure the price will not be higher than the market price. No, sir. The leader heard this and quickly agreed. I agree to trade with everyone. But I hope next spring you can meet with your friends. It's good to talk about business a month. 10,000 goats. I've been selling salt and wine and cashews and broccoli. 5 politely answer the leader. I'll take it to our young master. After the group became Penso owners and the Taurus 5 left, the female subordinates happily congratulated the leader. Your Majesty is so good. That's how the salt thing is done. And there's big business for our tribe. The leader replied, the Lord of the Atlantic must come at the right time. Who is the owner after all? They can do many magical things, and it's unimaginable. I've never heard of it before. Now under the mysterious flickering fire. In the Jeep pub. The owner of the Atlantic SAO, his name is Liu Feng. I'll be honest with you. I've never heard his name. You're sure you want to send at least 100 assassins? Just to destroy the traitor Hung? The price will be high, sir. The mysterious name in black. The black man retreated from head to foot. Carefully tell the plasterer. He was the son of Count Polly. The waiter finished listening firmly. I'm sure Hung. Finished with the plaster thinking. The emperor's body is getting weaker. The prince and 2 princes. In the evening, there is a constant struggle for power. The 4 princes now have only a rebellion. You have a chance to be king. Plan to assassinate the leader this time. 1 is to help Adam get his revenge. 2 is possible to capture the exile's 5 armies. To come under my own. He drank a glass of wine in his hand. Just thinking about it. Then we'll have 1 more powerful arm. Help the 4 princes fight for the throne. Wait until the 4 princes are on the throne. I can definitely get 1 step closer to you. Become a duke. Stop thinking. The plaster turns out to tell the mystic. It just needs to work. It doesn't matter how much it costs. After hearing about how much money is not good, the mystic replied, don't worry, master. Go to our Bulty Hall. Once the application has been received, no blame, no rest. Please rest and wait for the good news. The exchange is complete. Black Hood. Pull the creek out of the Jeep pub. Right now, in the big city of Atlantic City. The assassin sent by the guild to assassinate. Liu Feng is hiding behind a wall. He looked at the scale of order and security in the Atlantic. He's a little squeaky, and he thinks he's being too guarded. He just silently thought, I just watched the guards go back and forth. There's an orderly rotation here. Everyone does a good job and is responsible. It's hard to find loopholes or opportunities to be able to use it to assassinate the owner. The killer sighed. I was bored and turned away. He kept thinking about how to go. If you want to kill them, you have to find another way. It was at the charming pizza place. The man at the table is inviting Splay. Miss Allie is back for a pizza girl. What do you want to buy today? Flay replied. I want the big wrong beef. People standing happily said. Yes, you still want to bring it back. Falsey replied yes. The handsome pizza seller continued happily. Yes, please wait a moment and pack it for you right away. At the same time, the killer is eating pizza. At the next table, where Flay is standing. He's been listening. So he knows this is Flay. He took a bite of pizza and thought. According to intelligence, looks like this little girl named Flay have a very good relationship. The owner of the Atlantic City. He is now living in a cave. Just find out what's inside the bunker from her. I might find a hole to get in too. It's a paralyzing poison that we're proud of. Silently killing the target. After a while, the pizza was done. He stood waving. Handsome Cake said, "Miss Flay, your pizza is ready." He said he stood up and handed me a box of beef pizza. Big mistake for Flay. Flay, take it and bang it lightly. Give $6 to the owner. Assassin banging silently goes behind Flay. Out on the street, he waved his hand to Flay. "Baby girl, can I talk to you about this?" Flay replied coldly, "Can't be indifferent. The killer fucked everyone. I don't know how it's so natural." "This guy still has a thick face," Theo told Eft. "I'm just asking a little question. Your girl is so cute." Maybe the killer didn't have time to say anything. Flay interrupted him. "No, can't. The killer is losing his temper right now. Vestibular disorders always." He regained his sense of self-motivation as much as he could. "Be calm and patient. This is just an unusual conversation. Your child's mind can be abnormal. I just need to ask for the structure of the bunker." "Come on, you'll definitely do it. You're dying to laugh at the killer half this season." He's still hanging on to Theo Flay. "Girl, this is important to me." He spoke in a cute voice to dazzle the children. "He seduces you, just say, I'll give you $10. Eft is still naked. Ra does not want to answer him. He continued, "Add 20, 0310. All right, 50 for the last move." Eft still does not change color. She looked at the man standing in front of her. "Clown." The West continued to persist. "Or a piece of silver. So 10 silver here is the fly's entire fortune. I just want to know the structure." Hearing this, Flay's eyes turned cold. Flay dancing around. View up above. It made him wonder where he was going. Surprise. Girl F kicked a foot straight down the scumbag's shoulder. Jack, Jack. That sounds like a broken bone. I'm going to hit the ground." His hands were still full of money, and he was panting. Why is it so? Force the unfavorable thinking to the plot is the enemy. Flay quickly thought out and kicked Fankir to fall. Turn later. She dragged this killer back to the capital. Report the situation to the bank. Become the owner. Save Feng see how to squeeze chin and aesthetic. This guy is black. Black and red, forget it. If you don't see them right away. He didn't lose his life. He was lucky. Then save Flay praise. Flay, you're good. Was smart enough to protect the plot. He said he just rubbed her head and made her happy. Then Liu Feng told the toilet. I'm very interested in poison. Causing nerve paralysis without killing this killer. You bring that scumbag over here. I want to meet. Students obey orders clearly. Then the birth quickly went out of the room and prepared to escort the scum. When he remembered something, he turned to Mina. Oh yeah, the guy who followed us last time. Caught back from Tanging. What did you get out of the interrogation? Mina 7 Hope answer. The young man is dead. He killed himself, leaving only a note in his blood. What did he write? I asked Mina to answer very clearly.